If you're going to operate in supernatural realm, you must be committed to being a champion in your sphere. God does not do shoddy. God does not do secondhand. God does not do just enough. God does not do, I won't say that one. God does not do just average. God's not average, right? Champion in your sphere. What does that mean? Does that mean I've got to strive to get to the top of the hill? No, just be the best. Listen, whatever it is that you do, be the best at that. I'm going to be the best grandparent, I tell you. I'm going to feed that kid chocolate when his mother's not looking. I'm just going to, whatever it is that you're called to do, be the best at it. Like have an aspiration. I'm like, great. Okay, so you're called to the education department. You want to be a school teacher. Fantastic. Be the best one. Maybe you might have a vision to be a school principal. Be the best one of that. Maybe you might have a desire to be the head of education in New South Wales. Or be the best at that. Or maybe you'd like to, be actually the head of education in the political government. But do that. Like whatever it is that you do it with all your might. Why? Because you don't represent you. Man, I tell you, I said to my kids, don't be late. God will strike you. No, I didn't. But I tell you, I taught them. I said, I'm not asking for perfection, but we stretch every day a little bit better. We just, whatever it is you're going to do. My 19-year-old son, Ethan, he works for the police. He's not a copper, he works in O. The youngest guy ever hired in New South Wales for the O. They don't hire 19-year-olds because they've got to deal with suicides and walk people off cliffs and all that stuff. They said, we're going to hire this kid because he's not normal. Like he's not 19. He is 19, but he's 25. And so, it was a big thing for him because he was banking the bucks because he's living at home. So I had to up his rent, making sure that dad was getting, no. And I just said to him once after about 3 months, I just said, all right, son, are you ready? And he says, what for? I said, ready to stretch. Come on, what do you want to do here? He's like, well, actually, I want to go for this. I'm like, well, let's walk. Because why? Because he's representing God. I'm not trying to, this isn't like ambition for ambition's sake. It doesn't come from that place. It comes from ambassadorship. Number 5, last one. Here's where I close. You're going to operate in supernatural realm. You must understand that you build through legacy. You build through legacy. What does that mean? It means the life you build isn't just for you. What are you setting in motion? What are you leaving behind? Who are you stewarding? Who are you pulling with you? If it's all about you, it's not enough. 5th principle is you must operate in kingdom legacy. You must pull others with you. I got this thing. I try and do this now, but I got this whole plan that when I get to 60, well, actually, here's the deal. I'll let you in. When I get to 60, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell everyone I got dementia, and I'm just going to drop every filter and tell everybody what I think, right? That's the first thing. But when I get to 70, I'm not going to do another thing except drink great coffee with men and women and pour into their lives. I'm literally not going to lift a finger to do anything else. I'm literally just going to pour my life back. I'm already doing it now, but I'm saying in my 70s, I'll do nothing else, except dress nice, and drink great coffee and just pour back. Why? Because supernatural realm can't stop with you, can't finish with you. Legacy, what do we leave? What do we provoke that goes way beyond us? These 5 handles, you begin to outwork them in your career, in your life, in your relationships, in your business. I want to tell you, you will experience. There was a time when I've been in the marketplace for a long time. I had miracles, like a couple of times here, like a miracle story here and there, and sometimes it'd be 6 months, and then about 5 years ago, all of a sudden stuff started to change, right? And these miracle stories are like now it's every couple of months, and they started to get bigger. And now I got to tell you, I say this not because again, this isn't about earning it. There would be hardly a week that doesn't go by that some crazy miracle either gets, it's either one of the people attached to my life or it's in my life. And a lot of it is, I can't tell anyone because it's covert in the marketplace. Like I can't give the gig up, you know. The latest miracle wasn't for me. It was one of the guys I mentor. He says to me, Dave, I got a random email from a company I did work for 8 years ago. Now I got to tell you, that owed him money. And 8 years ago, they stopped communicating with him, and they were in China, so he couldn't, you know, kind of go there. And he just wrote it off. Now I used to work in the debt collection industry, by the way. I wasn't a debt collector, you know. I sold debt collection services in New Zealand, and I can tell you that the chances of a debt being like actualized after 12 months is less than 5%. And the bigger the debt, the less that percentage goes down. So after 12 months, 5%, and they owed him 100 grand. He says to me, Dave, I just got this email. This company says they apologize for having gone to ground on me and they want to pay me the money. I said to him, after 8 years? He goes, yeah. He says, they want my bank details. They want to do the wire transfer. I said to him, that's amazing. So it's like, awesome, great. It's a great miracle. Like, let's celebrate that. He called me yesterday. That's why I had to run out because I knew something was up. He goes to me, you'll never believe what happened. I said, what happened? He said, I was going to send the email with my bank details. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to be nice to them. And he said, I actually said to them, hey, totally get it, understand, sure, no problem. Here's my bank details. If we can, you know, in the future do something, I'm really open to it. Anyway, he says they got the email, and the guy that owns this company is this Chinese billionaire, right? And he says the email I got back says, we are so embarrassed. We're so embarrassed that we owed you this money and it's been 8 years. Would you please accept, we're not going to deposit 100 grand, we're going to give you $500,000. Just because we're sorry. I said to him, so you got paid a debt that's 8 years old and then they gave you 500% interest on it. He said, yeah. So I called him today and I said to him, hey, when you told me about it yesterday, I wasn't brave enough to tell you. I said, but I woke up this morning and I said to him, I feel like God says that money, it's not for you. And I just said to him, I'm not telling you all of it, some of it. I said, I'm just saying to you, it might be a good idea to just take a moment in prayer before you, whatever you're going to do. I said, because I think God might have an answer for you. I tell you, man, supernatural influences every one of you. Like this is our moment. This is us. Hey, supernatural realm.